and welcome. Now, it seems highly appropriate that I use my new graphics card, and the settings might not be perfect. I've got it on performance at the minute. I'm not 100% sure. There's a slightly different feel to the graphics. There's not much. Yeah, not right. Let's open that door. And let's. Yeah, this has got. I've got to change this to from mulch configuration to mowing. Smashing, because it's not the first time that I have mulched a field of grass. Yeah, and what I'm doing is just letting you know I'm getting all of the courses prepared. Obviously I've moved to a new computer, and the one thing I didn't do, again I did this last time I did this with my other laptop, I haven't got the courses, the courseplay courses. I've been off camera making all the courses. I've got the rolling to do from last session. I'm just going to get the 2 mowers going. Do I need 2 mowers around? I agree. I think I'm just going to chug along with this one particular thing. I do love using this as well. The little mitre piece that it is. It's very highly appropriate, and it is. Yeah, with it being trailed, it's quite capable of dealing with this. But I thought I'd bring you in just to sort of let you to set the scene. Yeah, basically. I'm quite pleased where we are. There was another update to Agres, but again that might be due to the move of Agres from one computer to another, because I moved my entire mods folder and the contents, and now I've got, yeah, also had some mods that I'd removed because I'd sort of done a backup of the mods a few months ago, and I bought that one in, and I've now got about 10 mods that I'd got rid of. Because you've got, I tried to give myself choice. I don't know how you guys and girls do this yourselves. Now, where am I going? Yeah, I'm doing a bit of filling of water as well between the thing in the background, and I'm going to continue to do that because obviously, although I did say 12 hours, and I truly do say I wasn't far out, I don't think. No, I reckon all things, yeah, all of the filling up of the water and all that type of stuff, and all of those 3 exotic gardens that we own, all of those, you will notice I've actually put manhole covers to assist me as like points of water, and I do realise as I've said that is that truly appropriate? Maybe not. Thinking about it, no, unless it's some sort of water storage, I really don't think that is highly appropriate, but hey ho, it seemed like a very good idea when I did it. Yeah, I'm sure there's a slight. Let me know what you think. It is obviously I've gone for an AMD graphics card this time. It is a high-end one, but it's first time in a long time that I've broken. I did used to buy ATI when it was ATI, and I always buy AMD processors. I've always, well, I say that one of my processors in my Asus laptop, my slightly older one, that is an Intel, I think it's an i5, so I don't always, that was an i5, but I've got a Ryzen in my best laptop and a Ryzen in my desktop, so yeah, and this is the Ryzen desktop machine I've got. This is well, it is better, I have got to be honest, but I'm tweaking settings because obviously as a content creator, one of the most important, where am I still going? It's just I'm no good at talking and trying to do something at the same time. I'm terrible. Yeah, so I've got all of the and I'm using the back of that roller that can be a front roller as a back roller, and it does work, or I'm not sure it will in the hands, but it is a roller. There is really nothing to it except for it rolls, and it would roll forwards or backwards. There's no real mechanics to it, truthfully. So I'm hoping that will go on the back, so that I've got the two 6 meters, and I think I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to roll. Well, yeah, I've set the one to roll on field 1 and one to roll on 2, and then we're going to move them to roll field 4. And this one, I'm going to set a course. This going and doing this. I'm going to also lime. You do all of the liming. I'm not going to worry about these just yet. We are going to do that again in an episode. I am going to because I did it last time. But let me know what you sort of think. Turn rate's good. I've not got any tearing when I turn. Well, a little. It's still a little bit. I mean, I could go total performance, ultra performance, but I've got to be honest, it's horrible graphics. And as a content creator, the one thing you really don't want to be doing. I've tried it as quality. I couldn't see much of a difference between the quality, if I'm honest, but if it's slightly cartoony, let me know. and I will change it to quality. I've gone for the... Do you really want to know? I don't know. Some people are interested in the geeky stuff. Being a geek, I'm an ultra geek. I've had great hours of fun. That's why I've not been doing... well, I did actually upload some content last night. I haven't created any over the weekend because I've been busy building my desktop, and I have had hours of fun. Quite. Yeah, this I've had more fun building this one than any other PC ever. It's yeah, I've adapted. I needed a new motherboard because it didn't support PCI 4. My old one was PCI 3. Got away with the AMD processor, but it only supports PCI 3, which means this graphics card, although it is a PCI 4, the AMD Ryzen processor can only do 8 instead of 16 gigabits throughput, which does mean there is, in time, when I can save up £200 or £300 after the expense of the graphics card and everything, I may well invest in a yeah, because then you won't get any of these jaggedy turns. So if you just bear with me, yeah, it's just a matter of cost, getting over the cost of the graphics card itself. But yeah, we're going to set this going. I'm going to crack on in the background doing a bit more watering, filling the water things, and I'm going to bring you back in. And I'm going to do this as a time lapse because there's a lot going on, and when I'm jumping from one to another, it's it's a bit awful. No, we're right down to 66,000, but we have bought this new field. So the other thing is I'm going to do is grab the Estrella, and we are going to... I've racking my brain, so before we start, I don't just like to dive into a time lapse straight away. I'm of two minds on what we do with this, because it's, yeah, it is a strange setup. If you look at this closely, yeah, no, there is no way to join those two fields. That was my point. Yeah, there isn't a way to join these two fields. Is that removable? Because it's ours now. I'm thinking there is a pivot. Oh, trouble is, I know what that's like. You'd either have to take this entire set of trees out and join these three fields, and then put the... Yeah, what I was thinking, it's better if I look here. If you look at 3, 15 and the field above, you could obviously join 3 and 15, and that would be an absolute coup. It really would, because then you'd just make one big grass field, and we do own the entire... Yeah, ooh, maybe there's a bit in the middle that it classes as us not owning. Yeah, like a little tiny line. So maybe I'd get away with that, maybe I wouldn't. But yeah, what I'm thinking, what I would like to do is to join... Well, we could do it two ways. If you look at 3, I wanted to do this on camera though. I was thinking, racking my brains last night as I came off the session, thinking, is there a better way for me to do this? No, there's water in between. I just had a thought about buying 14, selling 3 and joining, but unfortunately there's a massive river in between the two, so that's not going to work either. So I would like to join either... How much... I'm trying, I've still got lots of trees in the way of that. I'm trying to think. In field 15, we've got the top half of field 15, and then the other thing is its location, as I've always said. Now, field 3, if there's that strange section there, I suppose what we could do though is, truthfully, thinking about this before, we could quickly rip field 4 up. Which is not that field at all, that's field 16. Yeah, we could plough this up. I know we've planted it and all the rest of it, and it was a fantastic idea, but why don't we do 3 and 4? Is there anything in between these that's going to stop us, or do we own all of 3 and 4? Again, there's a little tiny bit in the middle. I don't know whether that's just a line that shows you, or I suppose we can try it. Bottom line is we can. Is there anything in the way of 3 and 4 though? It's just, I'm sure it's just this here. And it does say that I am the owner when I look at it. Yeah, owned by you. says that. So what I could do was, I might need to Yeah, I might need to tear a few of these little tiny pretty trees up, which is a shame. But do I need to do them all? I hate doing this. I love it. But then again, aren't I sparing that entire little copse? And it is quite a large copse. And this entire copse, sometimes there's got to be sacrifices made a little bit, but I'm not sacrificing many trees. There's all of that row down there that I'm sparing, and all of that row down there, and all we do is lose those little decorative trees down here. And then what we'll do is we'll make 3 and 4 into... Does that really do what I was... Yeah, let me know what you think. I mean, this is actually quite flat-ish. So to be honest, it really is. But the only thing I'm going to say, although does it matter? You have to charge across a map to a BGA normally a long way away. So does it matter that it's on the... But it is fairly flat, apart from down here, where it really isn't fairly flat at all. But this bit down the bottom end of the field is horrible. But up to about here, it's fairly flat. So we'd have to put the BGA up this end. I think we'll stick to as things as they are. I think we'll put the BGA on here. We will do... It's a shame, though. It is in a way. I suppose it is. It is. I suppose it's the effort of... Yeah, and this does... Oh, I don't know, mowing. It doesn't really make much difference, does it, to a mowing field? But I don't think it's going to make much difference. I think it will equally do... I think, if I'm honest, it is better to rip this up now and do this as grass and change field 15, and we'll put the soybeans in 15. We will, obviously, we've not got seasons on at this minute, and I just wanted to leave that off whilst we're sorting things out. So I think what we will do is we'll do that. We're going to grab the Estrella. Do we need to plough, or can we sow on top of something we've already done, with it being a no-till? I mean, it's the equivalent of having a cultivator built into a seeder planter. So I'm not sure, because mechanics-wise, this game follows a set of rules, so I could... Did we buy the plough, or did we... I don't think we did we? I still don't think we've got a plough. We released it to get the thing done, because obviously our planters... Yeah, we still haven't got a plough. We could afford it, but it's going to take... I really need... I'm trying to save the money to buy the BGA. That's my sort of thing. I want the rolling to be done, but obviously, yeah, I do think... Right, we're going to grab the Estrella in. Decisions. Yeah, we shall plant grass in this. We shall see whether that takes. I shall roll a little bit forwards, and we shall plant soybeans in this, and then we're going to switch seasons back on. We have got crop rotation. Oh, that is a point, crop rotation. Barley and corn. Right, so yes, so we... Oh, actually, soybean will work fine then. It really will. That's smashing. So soybeans is spot on in there without taking any hits. So I'm going to bring you back in when I've done a little bit more behind the scenes work, doing a bit more watering and all the rest of it. And then we're going to start the session. We're going to cut this grass, plant this with the Estrella. So I'm going to go and grab that first and test to see whether you can plant straight on top with a no-till. I would have thought you could, but not sure. Trying to save the money. Now, we should obviously have some tick up from bits and bobs that we're going to sell. We've got some straw to stick in the... But again, we need the BGA. Do we go out on a limb? I don't really want to go... I always said that loans are frowned upon. Let's just see. Can we place the BGA? It's 55 grand. Can we place that? Even if it, because we've got some seed, we could probably just about eke past this. I hate doing it, but we've also going to have some soap sales short within the next session or two. We've also got all those goods to sell at the which is a bit of a bonus, because, and yes, I did see the chest in the last session, but we've already had those chests. Now I don't know what to do with it. So it might be that you need them for this Christos thing, in which case I'm tempted, for those I've already found, to take them and then give the money back, basically give it to charity. If you know what I mean. Yeah, we should use the F12 tool, and we shall send the money to charity, basically, so that I don't benefit from it a second time, because that seems highly inappropriate and very cheaty, and I'm not into that yet. Now let's see, can we... Yeah, can I think? No. Now that's the slightly, yeah, bit cartoony, and that's the This field is bigger than you think. Do we have it over there, or do we have it closer to here? But then that you're breaking the walkthrough from there. Although I know what you mean, we could do this like there, so it's not going too far, and you can still get vehicles past, and we could still make use of an awful lot of that field. Could even use it as a field. That's going to be quite a bit of a bump. That's 56 grand. That's at 1,302 levelling. Let's just see how that is. Ooh, yeah, it's lifted it up that edge quite a bit. But not terribly. I've seen an awful lot worse. It wasn't terribly unlevel. Yeah, I have seen a lot worse than that. Smashing, so we've got 10,000 left of what I call true emergency money, and we will start, putting this, there's a lot of things we're going to do during the time lapse. We've got lots of straw to, what's the point? No, that's not production. Yeah, I'm going to use productions to the full going forwards, but we're going to move the straw, that 300 tons of straw, stick it into the Ometan and make that into straw silage by a very fantastic process that Ometan has found, and then we shall switch the BGA in and we shall go into the energy business. We did say this with having the grass fields, it makes perfect sense. So we're going to rip these two up, and we haven't got very far to go to this. Now obviously if we're going to do this, we're going to need I'm not going to go into the fertiliser business on this one because I've done it a lot. I'm going to call in an old friend, which is our old friend Missy B, who has got contacts with secret government facilities, so has very good prices on the sale of radioactive, digestate. Yeah, yes. So we will definitely get on with that without a shadow of a doubt. Right, so then I'm going to get a bit of work done behind the scenes, then I'm going to bring you all in, and we're going to get all that little lot done. We're going to get that hopefully planted. I'm going to test that first, and yeah, then we're going to plant the soy in that field, get the workers going. I'm not going to do that off camera, I'm going to do that on camera. After all, we are a farmer and that is what we're here to do. So I'm only going to do things that are not costing behind the scenes, and you know I've only got 10,001 and we are on euros. Yeah, I thought it highly appropriate. I shouldn't really be on Agres, but I thought it appropriate that I came onto this map with the new graphics card. I've worked hard over this over the weekend trying to get it all working. And yeah, I thought it appropriate that the very reason, in a way, the necessity, I could have sort of got around with the, but I've always had a rule of thumb, which I said to JMGaming the other day on Discord, that if that day that you get it where all of a sudden you're, and don't get me wrong now, settings, I don't mind knocking settings down so they're not super duper fine, but if you cannot play a game that is your game, like Farming Simulator, this is my game, then if I can't play this on the equipment that I've got, it's time for an upgrade. Now laptops you can't really upgrade. Now I could have kept on knocking the settings down a bit, but I really, as a content creator, you want to produce good content. So yeah, that was not really an option, so I bit the bullet and went for one of the really high-end graphics cards. That's and desktops are more powerful than laptops. Although I've got to be honest, I bought a desktop one a couple of years ago that was supposed to be better than my laptop one, and the laptop one destroyed it. Even though on Passmark it shouldn't have done, it did. It was as simple as that. So I've stuck with my Lenovo Legion laptop for a good couple of years because it's so absolutely amazing. It really is, and it's a shame that finally sort of it caught up with it, but it is 4K, and it is a beast as well. So right, anyway, enough of this, let's get on with a bit of work. I'm going to bring you back in when I've done some more of the water and that, so I'm going to see you shortly. That looks to me pretty much like you can oversow with the grass with using this. So yeah, there's something that doesn't look quite right. I think I've switched shadows off, and I think your eyes is telling you that you should have shadows. I do. I think I'm going to have to tweak my settings a little bit. I've obviously gone a little bit. I'm going to get all these as well because I've obviously shifted. Yes, that is working. So we're going to, yeah, now that we know that, I'm going to stop this. We're going to do the course. I'm going to bring you back in a few minutes. I'm just going to crack on. I just wanted to show, yeah, progress, because you may have known that was going to work. I may have known, but not have done it enough. So for it to stick in my head, because that's what I'm like. I do forget little details like that. Anyway, I'm going to bring you back in a few minutes once I've got all that watering done and courses made and all that type of stuff. So I'm going to see you shortly. Right, ready to rock and roll. I think I've got 30 tons of water in all 3 of the exotic gardens. I've got nearly 200 tons of water in the Omatana distributor, which is going to distribute in 15 game minutes to all of our grape gardens, and then they should start working again. So we've lost a little bit of productivity. I've set a lot of courses going. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to switch shadows on, because the human eye, it's amazing how absolutely fantastically that we know things are not quite right. The shadow, there is no shadow on the tractor. It's not casting any shadows. Now, foliage shadows are switched off. I didn't realise I'd switched off all other kind of shadows, because it does, obviously, it makes the graphics engine work better with the least amount of things it's doing. But that, I don't go for that kind of realism. That seems a bit weird. So I'm going to switch that on. But for this session, if you can forgive me, I just want to crack on and get all the work done. I am going to go into a time lapse. I've got all the courses going. We're just going to go bang, 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 and yeah, got the Estrella ready to do the grass. We now know that works. Then I'm going to do the soybeans in the field at the field 15. We're going to grab the straw and such like on and stick that into the Omatana. I've not got switched any of those productions on yet. We're going to make that into silage. Do I need water for that one? I do. Yes. I'm going to need to either borrow or buy another, if we're going to use it a lot. As I keep saying, I don't care if I've got 6 of those fantastic little water things, or do we buy a big one now? Not at the minute. Not with 10,000 euros in the bank. I think that's only. Yeah, the other thing is, in this crossover, somehow I've now got the mini hood. I've never had the mini hood on Courseplay. I've had a bit of a fiddling around, and I can actually do it. I understand how to work it, which is quite amazing. So let's just crack on and tell that to go to first waypoint. Let's just make sure this works, and then I'm going to say my words. Yeah, now we'll switch shadows on. It really does look bizarre when you know your brain's telling you something's not right. It's, yeah, I think that's probably what is. Oh wow, even got transports hooks and everything. It's amazing. Yeah, whoever the modder is did a fantastic, and maybe a very reasonable priced one to buy. Yeah, there is a little tiny bit of pixelation. I think that's what the performance setting must do. It does get rid of a bit of quality. I might stick it onto quality, because I prefer quality. I would prefer you to be seeing something that's not like cartoony, that's as realistic as possible, and there's a bit of a cartoon. Now, when I did my extensive testing last night, I couldn't see. I did it on St. Cali. Did an awful lot of testing with all of the different settings for the high fidelity, the AMD equivalent of DLSS. But yeah, it's a super high fidelity resolution, and I tried performance, ultra performance. Ultra performance was the very worst. It really was awful. But then there are, no, where's, yeah, it is, it's there, I see it. Yeah, we have got the course set for this one. Yeah, so there's a lot of tweaking I think I've got to do. Yeah, and this is the one that should be on the front that really isn't. So we don't want, we want that on grey. Yeah, well, at least that proves. Right, first waypoint is exactly right. Yeah, so this is quite new to me to use that little mini hood. I've seen pictures of it on YouTube, but I still prefer the bigger one, if I'm honest, but I can live with it. It's nice to have something different. It truly is. Now then, grass, I've set the course for that. Yeah, I've been busy. I've done quite a lot behind the scenes. Yeah, loads of courses done and all that type of stuff. I do like this is better than it was originally. It's still up and down, and you can't help that as you put one in, because they are really productions. When you drop one in, it does things to the ground, and it did. Like here, you've got a bit of a lift up, but I can't help that. But I do still think it's slightly better than the last time. I really do. Right, so then let's grab you and first waypoint. Smashing, and let's grab you, and you can start cutting the grass. Oh, no. Stop. We don't want that, we want first. Brilliant. Absolutely amazing. Right. Yeah, I don't know if I suppose it is a little less intrusive. It only just wobbles. I think you can drag it a little, although it is that seems fine to me. Right. Well, let's just check. Yeah, I know I've done it, but I want to make sure I'm not mulching. I've done this on a contract in the past, and it still hurts to this day on the old stream farm. Yeah, you could see the moment when I came back to collect my bales to see a bare field. To say I was poleaxed is an understatement. Yeah, I'd got to then grab, I think, another baling contract to fix it. It really was quite bad. Right. So you're doing nice. Oh, hang on a minute. Are you? Oh, no, you started pretty much where I was before. Let's make sure. Yes, I'm happy with that. And let's make sure. And we did a bit of smoothing, and I didn't do much more off camera, to be honest. It was quite. Yeah, I did a little tiny bit on those two or three patches. Yeah, there. I did a bit of smoothing there because that's one that got walloped, and you couldn't do the cedar. But I haven't done a lot. It's working fantastically. Right, liming, I believe. Right, I'm going to say my words. Yeah, we have got a lot of work to do. Oh, have we got any tractors left? That is the question. That is a good question, actually. No, the John Deere's in. Yeah. Oh, we have got a tractor, but it's not a very large one. Well, yeah, we have our 135 horsepower one. Have we got telehandler? Now, you of course can double up, but not really for. Oh. Seriously? Okay. Who are you? What are you blocked by? Field 3 is moving. Field 2 is moving. Field 1 is moving. Ah. That Field 4 isn't. that would be the Estrella. Doing on this. Yeah, I will go into a time lapse, but I just want to make sure everything's working fine first. To be darting around. That's doing a cracking job. I don't care if that's. I don't know why. Oh, a tree, of course. Right, we'll manually do this. That's one of those tree limbs. Do we just chop that? I don't want to chop the tree down. I've done this on another one where you got a. Oh, I'm not sure if this chops the entire. Another little one. Right, I think that should do. Right, okay. Let's try that. We'll do it, but yeah, just for going forwards, I think that should. Let's just try and pull straight rather than trying to evade, just to make sure. Still a little bit more. Right, let's just pull around, and I'm going to try one more time just to grab that bit of a tree limb. And this time we want nearest. Right, let's try again. And not to get knocked out. So it's this bit here. Right, we've trimmed. We've not been awful. It's still a beautiful tree. Yeah, but I don't want to chop it down. I think that should serve our purpose. And I am gonna. Oh, it's true. Yeah. What am I gonna? Oh. Ah. Okay. We have a bit of We're gonna do this because it's funny. You as a human can do this, even though it does struggle. But if the AI know that if you're struggling to this extent that they abandon ship. Yeah, really. Now if I use the smooth tool now, I'm going to get rid of all my grass, so I'm going to have to somehow either try to get a bigger tractor or just just try and avoid that and go straight down a little bit at an angle and avoid the top of the bank. And then smooth it out. Ooh, okay. That is really backed up. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something about that. after this one. Either that will make the course, yeah, do a line slightly different. That will do just the same thing. Just get past this. I did have trouble here before I actually altered the... I probably did a bit of smoothing, and yeah, there's gonna be a bit of adjustments due to the map being as how did JMGaming put it once? Monstrous. A nice monster. But yeah, it's one that you certainly do have to respect, and yeah, we're gonna definitely gonna have to do a bit of tweaking to make this as a farmer would do. Yeah, whether it's to avoid an area or whether it's to bring in some earth and change things. Wow, it's still... Yeah, I think we had trouble with this. Ooh. Now this has got the horsepower to do this. It is 100 and... Yeah, it's the top horsepower. Yeah, it was just a really bad bit. Now then, are you going to get hit? Let's just stay with it for a second while it goes past that tree, because I have a sneaky feeling it's going to snag on the bottom of the tree. Oh, okay, no, that's fine. Right. Time-lapse time. We do need to borrow a tractor at some point, and I would imagine it's the Estrella that's going to finish first, but then we're going to need to... Yeah, we are actually. This is about finished, I think, just about now. Yeah, I think we'll do field 15, and then we'll borrow the Estrella, the John Deere, yeah, for the last little bits, and we should do that bit there as well. And you're going to fold, aren't you? No, keep it on. And down. We'll do this one, but that one in the corner I'm happy to leave, with it being rounded corners. I know it's a little, I lose a little bit of field, but it'll make it easier on my workers, and I am all about that. Right, let's fold you up and let's move to field 15. How are you doing on the grass? How are you doing? You are doing admirably. And can I see the other field? Seem to be doing well. Let's have a look on the map. Yeah, field 1's doing well as well. Fantastic. Yeah, and we will lime afterwards. Now I think there's a bit of a route I can go through with the Estrella. Just about there. And we will load field 15 and we will change it to soy, I believe. And then after we've done all of this, we are going to... oh, let's not run that deer over. Yeah, we are going to change from back to seasons. Yeah, it's only just for this planting window to get everything back on track, and then we're going to go seasons, and that's just because of the map change. I wouldn't normally do this, it would be tough, I would wait, but yeah, for now it's just one of those things. So field 15, I do believe I made the course. I did. Clear, load, activate, and let's get used to one first and go. Just make sure everything's good. Yeah, there's a bit of a hiccup there. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, whether that's... Again, these are the angles. JMGaming loves these angular sort of things. They can cause trouble to course play. So we shall see how we do. And this, again, I've never been on this field, so I'm not sure how well it's going to cope. It is definitely has quite a lot of undulations, as Mr. CLP would say. Absolutely, yes. It's yeah, I can actually see a bit of pixelation, so I will knock this to quality rather than performance. I'd sooner get a bit of a hit on performance because it should cope with it, truthfully. We're going to get all of these until we've... Oh, now then I can see a problem straight away. You're going to whack that. Am I going to cut the tree down? No, no I'm not. Ooh, maybe it's not a problem. Fantastic. Well, we are going to make that. Yeah, we are going to have some grass planted there right now. Absolutely. And well, it's not. Obviously, we can see what the planter's going to do anyway. So, but I'm going to just make it so it's. I do like. Oh yeah, I can definitely see the difference. Yeah, it's amazing how your eyes are super duper at showing you things are not quite right. Oh, let's go. We're going to just go green. I hate doing that, but it's money. But yeah, 9,000 odd. So yeah, well, for now, let's just do a little tiny bit of painting on this side, though. I just want it to look realistic, like you would. We've planted a little tiny bit of grass, although I know it's very strange grass. Right, that'll do for now. We will, when we've got a bit more money, plant a bit of grass there, definitely. Let's hang on. Yeah, there are sometimes it's more noticeable than others, the cartoony quality, because I've got performance on. And then other times it's very, very, yeah. I have got sharpness knocked up. That must knock that down. So, yeah, naturally sharpness really makes the graphics highly. Yeah, I will also alter these corners so that everything's nice. And I know some people, yeah, we've all got our own idea of what is right and what is wrong, haven't we? But obviously using things like this swing space, and I know obviously the workers are never going to do it. You could yourself back up, but I suppose, yeah, you see, this is my downside, that in so much as I've always been a performance and getting things done as efficiently as possible. But the thing is, efficiency, yeah, we've all got our own idea of what efficiency is. My efficiency is get things done as quickly as possible without cutting corners, but I am literally cutting corners, which is highly appropriate. It is, truthfully, I mean, yeah, a farmer would, you wouldn't waste crop, you would fill your little triangles in, which I do try to do, but also your corners, most would back up and would do those corners, whereas, yeah, because everything uses the corners from mowers. Wow, that mower is struggling. Why are you, oh, it must be levels again. It's gotta be. It's a shame. Yes. Oh well. Now then, have we got anybody finish? I don't believe. Oh well, it's nice not to go into a time lapse for a change, to be honest. Right. So then we're going to need to. Yeah, I'm going to roll even the grass fields, because if there's one thing I hate, it's when it says needs rolling. Oh, of course, no, I've got that mod on now. But yeah, you don't need to roll anything that shouldn't be rolled in real life. Right, who is blocked? Ah, no, it's not. Oh, it is. It is the mower again. Yeah, well, this one was on the edge, really, and this is a really nasty bit of field, this particular section. So, oh, wow. Oh, it's the mass. Oh, we have some sort of weirdness about the grass. That's what's caused that. So there is some sort of ground layer issue on the map as well. It's not just me. Now then, I believe if I set this going now, it should. It's that massive windrow that would have stopped it. It should crack on as normal now. Right, okay. Let's go and have a look, because the Estrella is going to make very short work of that. Yeah, it is nice actually for a change not to... yeah, it is. In fact, you know something? We're going to do this ourselves because we've got this to do. And you know something? I'm going to do what every other farmer will do, which you won't know. Well, I can pull forwards, and that will do me nicely. And we will do the corner. Yes. Well, I mean, yeah, I was going to say about realism, but realism is subjective, as I said, really. Yeah, because everybody's got their idea of what efficiency is. Ooh, that didn't actually. Yeah, that's levels. So you see, there was a valid reason for not doing that corner. Yeah, I will do my normal trick. I hate having these little round bits where you see brown earth all the time. I will. I don't know what it is, because I'm not normally like that in real life. But yeah, no, I would say anal. That's not really. Yeah, it's things that bother you as a virtual farmer that I don't think would bother me in real life. But yeah, it's all these missing bits and the brown earth. I often paint the green on the edges because I just don't like to see it. Whereas that's most unlike me. Right, let's pull that up. It is brilliant. That's one of the. I don't think it's the mower. We saw what extent that had gone to. We're going to do that corner. I think we are. We're going to be being as we are in control of this, let's do it. It's good practice anyway for reversing this monster. Right, it should be not far off. Oh, no, just down, not off. Now then, again, let's get this triangle done. We should be able to pull forward on that, I would say. There's enough room there, I would say. Right, let's fold that away. Yes, I'm glad we've got enough fertiliser. I was going to say nitrogen because I can see the word nitrogen. Yeah, enough fertiliser. So that is our soy planted, and it should be... Crop rotation's good, yeah, because we obeyed the rules, and weeds growing and needs rolling. Yes, this is true. Yeah, it is soy, I'm going to say. Fantastic. So that's all of our fields planted, including our new one. We have, of course, though, got the rest of this field. It is a fairly big field. It's not something a farmer would waste, and we are eventually going to sort of do a bit of a road to this. Now that is a point. If you're going to make that into one field, we have got to cut the trees down. But I wonder if we should leave it a bit of a road and still class it as part of the... Oh no, the course they won't see it. What we could do is do it as grass. In fact, we are going to need to do that, aren't we? Right now. And let's change that to grass. Let's get it done. And do we do that bit in front of the BGA as grass as for a minute? But yeah, let's just quickly show you what I'm on about. There is also this... Yeah, this quite a large field, truthfully, that we could do. Should we do another field of soybeans? And if we do it manually... Right, it is time-lapse time. We did say, didn't we? So I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Right, I think I'm going to have to split this into 2 sessions. Because there's just way too much work. There really is. We've got to like roll all of the other fields. Obviously, have we got a windrower? I don't think we have, because we've never done any grass work, have we? We may well. There is the really reasonable 6.5 metre one that's like about 1,300, which, yeah, one of the cheaper European models that would actually do the trick for now. Right, let's stick auto on. Fantastic. Right, now then, these object storage, yeah, it's actually got its own sort of set in here. I believe it's that one. So all we do is we go to the line and we say spawn 2, and we should have 2 of these. And they are indeed 8 tons big. So it is as easy as that. It really is fantastic. Now then, let's fill these 2, and we're going to get liming, but this is ready for next session, because it has definitely been a bit of a monster, even though it's mostly time. That's why I wanted to come out and explain. Yeah, because this is seriously going to be, yeah, there's all of the liming to do. And of course the one bad thing is, and obviously this is a bit of a product of the move, is the fact that obviously our liming, we had done that first liming where you've got none, and then yeah, you really don't need to, but obviously we've now, because it's a brand new set of fields, we have got to do them all, literally them all again. So now is this going to, it should cope, although yeah, the Massey is a little, yeah, a little on the lights. 6, yeah, oh, it's doing that thing, yeah, where it empties the whole bag, because it's, yeah, very strange. Yeah, I've seen it. We can pick it up, but not obviously now because we're full. Yeah, so I'm just going to go to the edge of the field. I'm going to make the courses for next session, and then I'm going to literally get on, because it has been a bit of a monster. But we've done a lot. We've achieved a lot. The last of the clean-up from the map move, we've done the rolling on field 1 and the rolling on field, I think it is 2, is it? It is 2, yeah. Field 1 and 2. We've got 3 is obviously our grass field. We need to roll for, or we don't need to roll for, actually that is a point. The only one we need to roll is field 15. Yeah, oh. Yes, that is true. We will need to lease the tree on to do that bit of, yeah, let's get everybody off as well, because I'm a terror for forgetting, and I'll speed time up, and all my equipment is going to be on the field, and it's going to have grown. So we've done the, yeah, this is all rolled. Yeah, I've changed the graphics. There's a very slight amount of stuff, and it did take a few minutes, and then it seemed to settle down. So I think I'm going to have to, yeah, when there's an awful lot of objects around, even though it is a super duper graphics card, that may well disappear when I invest in the, yeah, because I'm going to double the bandwidth basically, and that should cope with any kind of stutter and make it really smooth. But yeah, I might have to tweak my draw distances and tweak things. I've got shadows on, as you can see. There are now shadows on the tractor, which my eyes are not screaming at me anymore to say something's wrong, this is cartoony. Yeah, it's not, it's now. And also I'm used to this. It is amazing. I did say when I went down to 3K, you can see, really seriously see the difference. This is now on balanced, so this is like quality plus performance, which means, yeah, if you have it on performance, it's obvious it's going to give you all performance, and it's going to knock the graphics down a little bit. Why am I? Yeah, I'm going to be needing it on this. Right, anyway, yes, so all we've got to do, apart from the massive set of liming, yeah, these are all done. I should just give you a bit of a breakdown on this way without going in menus all the time. Yeah, we've got 198 tons of water. Now that should go soon. Actually, I thought I would have thought that. I could have sworn I'd switched that on. Let's have a quick look, because I'm sure that should have actually done the water. Yeah, seeds and manure. Yeah, they're all active. So perhaps it's, let's look at the gardens, because they should now be like the blue for. Oh, they're not. Because it's still not got water. And yet that's saying that maybe it's the time. It might be the next hour, but they should now be on. They're all on anyway. These are all on, and yeah, this should be going to. That's true. I'm going to do the. Am I on the right one? Distributing. Right. Okay. Let's just do all of those on camera so you know. Distributing. Distributing. I want to just to show you this really so that you can see that I've actually switched everything on. The obviously we've got the one thing we have got is the product that we got from the exotic gardens, which is a very big bonus really. So yeah, we've got that. So we will, being as we are so poor, we definitely will be going to do that. So soon I'm hoping that the water is going to come in, because it really should. And that's it, all of those done. Now that we've not put the straw in, we're going to put the straw in next session, and yeah, these are all going. And yeah, the distributor's supposed to be. Is it distributing though? Have I told it to distribute? See, it's me. No, I don't want that. That's doing nothing. And yeah, we had more seeds than that. I remember we actually. So I'm going to put some seeds in there when we can, and reimburse myself. So right, so on the next hour that should distribute as it should have. 48 tons of manure should be okay, but the 8 tons is only going to give a ton each of seeds to those, and we did have more than that, which we did pay for, so I shall sort that out. But yeah, all we've got left to do is now, we don't need to roll this because it's grass. Yeah, we will need to pH it, and that's bad because it should be okay or good, and obviously it's terrible. So yeah, this is a problem which I shall draw to JMGaming's attention, that there's something a little amiss in these areas here on the field where it's doing this, which was what was stopping the worker, because he was doing something and then a massive windrow of grass would just drop in front of him, as we saw. Yeah, as you will have seen. Yeah, there's a little bit of tearing when you turn round or go quickly, but it is a little bit, and it is 4K, so it is having to manage. But I think it'll dissolve once I've got the processor, which is, yeah, when you're near trees, a lot of trees and a lot of objects is when it's worse. Yeah, you can see the sort of tearing as I turn, and then it settles down and the graphics card bears, yeah, sort of manages to do it. So this needs rolling. Then of course we need to buy some more herbicides, and yeah, I will be buying it. We've got the sprayer, so I shall be making use of that. I'm going to do a few courses off camera now before I end the session, and then later on, in fact no, now that we've done this, the other map should be perfect with these settings. I would tweak, yeah, I would like your comments. Obviously the first bit of this is a bit awful. I've gone out and I've come back in, and the graphics are what I'm used to seeing now on 4K. It's always a bit of a burst when you're travelling or running. But yeah, the quality on that now is less cartoony and more real. I can't see much cartoony sort of, and of course you've got the shadows, which is what your brain's screaming at you that's wrong when that's missing. So yeah, that's all back on, and I'm reasonably happy. As I said, the main thing is the processor that can't cope with PCI 4. It can only cope with PCI 3, which is meaning the bandwidth is halved, which it's the bandwidth with 4K that you need, well, and other things. But yeah, I should tweak my settings to make the best of what I've got for now. Knock a few things like realistic mirrors and stuff like that, and reflective lights, which you don't use that often, and I can do without them. We've not had them in any other games. We can tweak them once I've got the processor. Right, anyway, I just washed that. I only washed that before I came out off camera, and the Estrella. Well, actually that is looking fairly, well no, perhaps I didn't do the John Deere. Perhaps I only did the Estrella. I did mean to do this. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to say, yeah, I hopefully we will have tweaked things, and things will be at a reasonable amounts. Yeah, the quality on that is amazing. It really is. Yeah. truthfully amazing. So we've made a few changes. We have spent all of our money, as I knew we would, and I think we've got enough fields though. I don't really fancy buying any more fields, truthfully. We've gone into grass as well, so I've got 3 crop fields. We shall see, because seasons is going to make that. We may need to buy, because if you're only planting once a year, then a field, an additional field, isn't really the end of the world. It's this like grass where that can cause trouble when you're cutting it 3 times a year. If you've got a lot of grass, that it becomes quite it brings a lot of extra work. Anyway, yes, I invite your comments as always. Although I do hope you'll bear with me on the graphics on the beginning of this session were a little bit ropey. When I tested on St. Cali, I couldn't see much of a difference with performance, so I went for that because it does the file size a lot smaller, but I can't sacrifice. The entire reason of creating content is so that it's pleasant to look at, not that it's like going oh at you, as you look at it and you think, oh no, this is awful. That's not what you want at all. So yeah, it's and I didn't spend a fortune on a new graphics card to produce inferior sort of things. So with a bit of tweaking, we'll get things right, and then eventually in time I shall treat myself in a month or two when I've recovered my the income from my graphics card, which does leave me smarting a bit. Then we shall buy a processor that will be capable of, they're not cheap either because it's all latest tech, so it is expensive, but hey ho, it is what it is. But I do think it's there. The turn rate and the tearing is less. The smoothness is, it goes like jaggedy like that. Whereas if you sort of just pan, you should get a nice smooth, a reasonable rate. Yeah, there's a bit of tearing if you try to pan quickly, and that's when you can sort of see what rate your turn rate. Now it manages after a little while, but there's a bit of tearing. Objects, if you sort of look closely, just so you. The graphics, the rendering engine, if I pull right at one steady rate, it's smooth up to that point, and then... Oh, is that not typical? It struggled when it hit the olives before. Now it's okay, unless it's how close you are to them. No, turn rate is absolutely fine now, and there's no tearing. Oh, there is there. Yeah, that section there, where it bursts out... Only sometimes, so it's a bit random. I think it's when the processors can't quite cope, and then they sort of ramp it up a bit and adjust. And again, some of it's down to that bandwidth that I was talking about. So, good session. Sorry if it's some people may be interested in the geeky side of graphics cards, and some people may not. So for those of you who are, I do apologise. I shall shut up now. I really will. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey. And I'm going to say goodbye for now.